from where he was at the gate. Now, this intruder sought refuge at the building that is still yet under construction, which is just adjacent to where officers ordinarily reside. At that time, it was realized that one of the officers who was on night shift could not be traced, while all effort was being made to neutralize this officer. Not officer, but the criminal who had entered the premises. Now, realizing the gravity of the matter, we sent specialist officers to Sugoi to bring that standoff to an end. Now, between 3 in the afternoon up to the point at which that standoff was finally put to an end, several attempts were made to access where that intruder was, but at any attempt, he fired at the officers attempting to approach where he was hiding. And therefore, it required the use of an APC to give the officers cover to enable them access that building. Now, early this morning, after careful intervention, the specialist officers managed to neutralize the intruder, and the situation was brought to normal. Having accessed where he was hiding, we found the body of the officer who had gone missing, having been killed by that intruder. At this juncture, I want to reiterate what we said yesterday, that it was only one intruder who managed to gain access into the property owned by His Excellency the Deputy President. I wish also to reiterate one other fact, that it was only the outer gate that was breached. For those who may know that property, it has 2 gates. There's an outer gate close to the highway, and there's an inner gate which leads to the residence of the Deputy President. And that's why I'm saying it was only the outer gate that was breached, not the inner gate that accesses the Deputy President's residence. That property was, as is always, under tight security. It was not breached at all. Now, the matter is under active investigation with a view to establishing the identity of the intruder and his probable motive. As well as the circumstances that led to the intrusion. Finally, we wish to underscore that at these times, to be specific, with the heightened threat of terrorism and the political season that we are in at this point in time, as we head to the 8th of August polls, we have heightened alertness across the country, and we wish to call on the public as well to be conscious of their surroundings at all times. We also wish to assure the public that all VIPs under police protection, in accordance with government policy, are secure and there is no cause for alarm at all. Last but not least is to repeat what we have always said, that we call on all Kenyans to support us by reporting to us any suspicious person or activity to any nearest police station or police facility or a police officer, or by dialing our toll-free numbers of 999 or 112. I thank you very much. I'll be open to answer any question that you may have. One.
So, from what you said the residence was still under very tight security, but you're only able to neutralize this assailant this morning. There are reports that he had access to armory. Is that so? What would you say? On one hand, tight security, and this one man being able to repel those present for almost 18 hours, and we wanted other agencies to report in?
No, what I said was there are two gates in this property belong to His Excellency the Deputy President. There is the outer gate and the inner gate that lead to his residence. It is the inner gate that leads to his residence that was under tight security and was not breached at all. Number two is, yes, this intruder managed to seize the firearm that belonged to the officer whom he had attacked with a machete and inflicted serious injuries to that officer. And we know that he managed to access the armory box, not the armory building as such, but an armory box. There's a difference between a building and a box. Yes, yes.
The box is kept in the brief.
The box is what we use to keep weapons, a steel box for that matter. So that's what he was able to access, and those are some of the ammunition that he used in fighting with officers as he intruded. Those are the circumstances that are under active investigation, so that we can know what exactly happened.
So
yes.
So he did also have access to the key to the box.
Okay.
The key that opens the box, was it open?
He probably used the firearm to force it open. Yes.
Was it in the incomplete building?
No, it was in the next to where the officers reside. The incomplete building is not far from where the officers ordinarily reside. Yes.
Yes, Mr. Haji, my name is John from Radio Nation. There's been a lot of questions that have been asked in the wake of this attack at Deputy President's home. My question is, the DP's residence is a highly protected area where unauthorized persons are not accessible to the home. But how comes a stranger in this event, an OCA, to what we've been seeing in parts of the neighboring industry, I mean, the parts that we've seen that an OCA who had pretended to be selling bedsheets to the security officer gained access and later on managed to wrestle up trained personnel and then got hold, grabbed the AK-47 and then later on, holding that moment ransom.
Well, I perfectly understand your concerns. And those are the things that I said we are investigating very closely to understand what really happened, because that's not expected of a trained officer. You'd have been able to deal firmly with that intruder. And that's why on our own part, we want to know exactly what did happen. What circumstances led to this intruder seizing that rifle. Yes.
Have you established the history of this intruder, because he seems to be quite effective?
Not yet. We don't know who he is, but he was neutralized.
Was he a frequent visitor of the...
We don't know at this point in time.
I mean,
yes.
Given the way he handled the gun, the way he was challenging the officers, do you think he had kind of military training?
Yeah, we are going live. There you go. Those are, of course, that is the press briefing we've been waiting for by the Inspector General of Police, Joseph Boinnet, with regards to that mysterious siege on Deputy President William Ruto's Sugoi home. Well, Awide, what have you gathered from that briefing? Because we're getting conflicting reports now again. There are two gates involved.